Oh my goodness, we are back, and of course, it's another great episode of Changes. My studio audience, I'm not feeling you today. So why didn't you, yo? Now, if you are feeling the show, let me hear you give us a round of applause, guys. And that's how we do it today. Like I told you earlier, today is definitely going to be another great episode of Changes. My guest is ready, but before then, I want you to understand why we are actually talking about fertility issues. You know, we do have relationship segments on our morning show, and we had a conversation that came in, and of course, that conversation actually did tell us that we had to discuss fertility issues. Now, these two people, lovely people, met, thought that they were okay, you know, getting married. They talked about how they'll have about 3 or 4 children. Everything is going to be fine. They got married, and guess what? They are not compatible. Now, they got to the hospital, and they realized that, okay, there are some fertility issues somewhere, but they never thought they did have fertility issues. And so we thought it wise that we should bring this conversation your way so that if you are young and you are planning on getting married and having children, you need to know what to do. If you are already married and you're struggling with fertility issues as well, you know what to do. Now, guys, are you ready for that conversation? Yes! If you're ready, now what I'll say is that with a huge round of applause, let's welcome our guest for today. I like the fact that you came with your notepad. So today we are really ready and poised for the conversation because she brought her notepad. Yeah. Now, okay, so before I even introduce you, maybe my studio audience do have a few concerns with regards to, you know, fertility. Let me ask them what they even know about fertility, because they are young. So I just want to throw the test to them and then I introduce you. Sure. So guys, now I want you to tell me what you know about fertility. Anybody in the audience, talk to me. Yes. Go ahead, tell me what you know about fertility. When you mention fertility, what comes to mind?
What I know is the fact that you qualify to like give birth as a lady, or if you are a guy, you can also produce a seed into a lady which qualifies her to give birth.
Okay, not bad. Who else?
So, mine is about the cycle, the lady cycle, and also the men's private part. That is what I know.
Okay, all right. Okay, so the lady cycle. Okay, who else? It's good. It's good that that's what you know because we are going to learn so much today. Yes. What about you?
Okay, so my idea about it is how strong the semen of a man is that it can, when it meets the egg of a woman, they can produce, let me see, they can produce a child or a baby.
Okay,
yeah.
Nice. Who else? I'll take the last one, and then I can now go deep, deep, deep. Yes. Okay, so please pass the microphone to the back. I think he wants to speak at the back.
Okay, to my knowledge, fertility is about childbirth, how compatible one is to give birth.
Okay. Well, it looks like almost everybody makes a lot of sense, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so my guest is Ruth, and Ruth is here. She's actually a public health professional. Ruth Asantua Forcing, a public health professional who is here to help us understand what fertility really is, what we are to look out for when we talk about fertility issues. Now, you can send in your questions, send it early so that she can answer all the questions to 055-157-5757, 055-157-5757. Now, Ruth, the message that came in earlier in the course of the week actually made us aware that we needed to discuss this topic on changes.
Okay.
People don't even think about it. They think they are, you know, they are so fertile. Nobody ever thinks that, oh, I'm infertile, and so I'm getting married, and the next thing is the next 1 year, or within that year, I'm supposed to get pregnant, or in the next 2 years, I'm getting pregnant, I'm having my children, we start a family, and that is it. But when we talk about fertility issues, what really is fertility?
Okay, thank you, Roslyn. So when we talk about fertility, so we are trying to say that the ability of a male or a female, obviously an adult,
Okay.
or of reproductive age, your ability to conceive or get a female pregnant.
Okay.
That is when we say you are fertile. So basically, it's a man's ability to impregnate a woman successfully, and it's a woman's ability to get pregnant. And when you say a woman has gotten pregnant, we are not just saying the egg and the sperm have met or fused. Okay, once they fuse, they're supposed to travel down. Okay, they form an embryo, they travel down, and then they settle in the womb. Or let me say they implant in the uterus or the womb.
Right.
That is when we will say officially you have become pregnant.
Okay.
So you can have your husband's semen or sperm fusing with your egg, but it hasn't traveled down to implant in the uterus. That one will say you are not officially
Fertile.
pregnant.
Okay.
So once you're able to do this, the man is able to impregnate you, you as a woman, you're able to get pregnant, then it means you are fertile.
Wow.
Yes.
So when we take a look at this, then we say, when do we say this person is fertile or that person is not fertile?
Okay, so you can say my sister in jeans is fertile if she has regular sex
Okay.
without contraception or a birth control. She has had regular sex for about 12 months, that is at least 12 months to a year, and she's been able to get pregnant. Then you say she's fertile.
Okay.
If she doesn't do that, she's not fertile.
Within a year?
Medically, within a year, that is at least, not within a year, at least a year.
Okay.
Regular sex.
Okay.
Now, when we are saying regular sex, what are we talking about? So maybe my brother in his locks and his wife, they have sex every 2 months. And having sex every 2 months, whenever they have sex, it's outside her fertile window.
Okay.
It's going to be difficult for her to get pregnant. So we are saying that you should have regular sex.
Within your fertile period?
Within your fertile period,
Okay.
it should be regular, no contraception, no birth control. You haven't done the coitus interruptus, that is pulling out. You haven't used any injectables. You haven't done any implants. You haven't used condoms. Regularly, you've done this consistently for the past 12 months. If there is pregnancy, you are fertile. If pregnancy does not happen, there is infertility.
So when do I start checking to know if I have a problem or I don't have a problem with regards to fertility?
Okay, so with women, I would advise once you start having your periods, you're of childbearing age. So you should be concerned because one thing is, as women, once you start having your periods, it doesn't mean you are actually laying eggs. You can be having the period, so let me explain that.
please, why?
So during your menstruation, what is happening is your body, your ovaries, release an egg. So this egg is going to travel down your fallopian tube, and then once it's in the fallopian tube, it takes about a day or two waiting for a sperm to come, just like we have the picture there.
Okay.
Then the most successful sperm comes in, meets the egg, they fuse, then they form a mini baby,
Okay.
for everyone to understand. Once this is formed, they travel down into the uterus or the womb where they implant. They clear a nice space and implant. Now, assuming you're going to have a visitor, wouldn't you want to clean your house and arrange things, make sure everything is in place? Exactly, that is what your body does.
Okay.
So your body is going to make sure your uterus is rich with blood. The tissues are rich, okay? There's a lot of nutrients so that when baby comes to stay in there, baby has nutrients to grow.
But you made a point, and the point was that the fact that you are going through the menstrual cycle does not automatically mean that you are fertile. So as a woman, when do I start checking if I'm fertile? Is it right when my menses start, I start going to the doctor to find out from the doctor, am I fertile or I'm not fertile? Or when? Or is it when I get married that I start checking? When do I check?
So once you have started having your period, after your flow, you can start checking. We have a test. We are able to check if you are ovulating. you are releasing eggs.
Okay.
So we have this phase in our menstrual cycle, the follicular phase. So within this phase, that is when the follicle, that is the small egg, is going to be released. Okay, so now between that time and the day it's actually released is about 6 to 7 days, depending on a woman's body type. So let's say after your period, for the next 1 week, with a few days on, you can start doing an ovulation test. So we have the ovulation kits. You can use it every day. So, you know, for the next 1 week after my period, I'm going to be testing my urine for ovulation. So as you ovulate, there is a hormone that comes, okay? You'll be able to pick it up on a test kit. If you do that continuously for the next 6 to 7 days and it's not coming out positive, I think you should be concerned. You should see a doctor. Let's do further testing. For all you know, you have menstruated, you didn't release an egg. So it's just the uterus that was prepared for pregnancy that has been shed off. But there wasn't an egg in it. So once you notice, okay, so I didn't ovulate this month, I didn't ovulate the next month, your doctor will now be able to know if this is actually your problem. Maybe it's hormonal. We try and find out the cause, and then we can put you on treatment.
It can be hormonal?
It can be hormonal.
Right. And if it's hormonal, then where did you get it from?
So if it's hormonal, it means, you know, our menstrual cycle is all controlled by our hormones. You have the estrogen, you have the progesterone. There are certain conditions that can make you have a hormonal imbalance. Something like a polycystic ovarian syndrome. A condition like that may inhibit your body from producing eggs. So in cases like that, you may have the PCOS without you knowing, and you wouldn't be releasing eggs. Yes.
So then I come to ask this. As a parent, is it advisable to let your teenagers check for their fertility, you know, how high their fertility rate is, or you should wait till they're getting married?
Okay, so with this one, I think it's a little relative.
Okay.
Because, you know, there are some parents who wouldn't want to expose their children, their teenage children, to sexual reproductive health at a tender age, or let me say at an early stage, because they have the perception if I introduce them to it, they get to know it and they become curious to practice it. And there are some parents who are very open to that. So practically, I will start educating my child. Once she's having her periods and all that, I may probably wait till around 17, but the earlier the better. You know, our children are menstruating quite early these days. So once you are having your period, I think parents can go ahead to have these tests done to make sure their children are ovulating. It shouldn't be maybe every month, but from time to time, you let them understand this is how it works. This is the kids at home. Once you do it with them, they begin to understand. I am of the belief, if everyone understands why they do the thing, the why they do the thing, it's easier for them to appreciate and comply. So if you have your teenage daughter and you're explaining to her, this is why I want you to do these tests, this is how it's going to affect you in the near future, once she understands it, she'll comply with it, and then you can be checking. Once you see the problem, as soon as possible, you start working on it. Because if she has a hormonal problem and you don't see it as early as possible, it's going to cost you and stress you later on when you find out.
If you discover it early, is it easier to solve it as compared to when discovered late?
I always say the earlier the better.
Okay.
Yes, the earlier the better. Why? Because with women especially, you know, as we age, our fertility decreases. After a certain age, it begins to decline. So if you do not start checking it when you were in your early 30s, or say 18, 19, early 20s, early 30s, and you are waiting till you are 35 and beyond, by then, nature by itself is setting in. And you are now discovering you also have another problem adding to it. It's going to make the whole treatment kind of stressful for you financially, emotionally, psychologically, become stressful. But if you had seen it earlier, we would have put you on medication. Maybe your medication, your treatment needs a course.
Okay.
Once we start it early, you are able to finish it and then you can now conceive. But if you wait till the latter, it makes it or complicated.
Are all infertility issues treatable in a woman?
In a way, I'll say no.
In a way, no. Wow.
Yes, okay, because if you have infertility, you could be fertile because there are, so let me say, if you have surgeries in your pelvic area, around the uterus, the fallopian tubes and all that, and after surgery, it's just like you have a wound on your skin, there's a scar.
Yeah.
When the wound is healing, sometimes there is what we call the adhesion, so they stick together. The tissues stick together. If you had that inside, let's say, your fallopian tube, and that's the tube where the egg is going to pass through into the womb, and there are adhesions that are blocking it. Imagine you are in some village somewhere and you don't know. How are you going to treat that? No matter the medication we give to you, this is something that requires surgery. Yes.
But if you can afford the surgery,
Why
if you
not?
can afford any other treatment, let's say tablets or something, then that one, or medication, that one, we can say that is treatable. Is that what it is?
Then you've treated it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, wow. So this is how the reproductive organ of a woman looks like. It's on the screen right now. Walk us through it, please.
Okay, so do I have to stand?
Oh, no, you can talk to it.
Okay, all right. So on my, is that my right-hand side? So we have the woman.
Okay, okay, I think you can walk to it.
I can walk
yes,
to
I
it,
think
great.
You should walk to it.
I have my pointer here. Right, so this is our lady. That is her organ, reproductive sex organ. Now you come here. These are the ovaries. So with these ovaries, that is where it's the production house. So you have your eggs being produced in here.
Okay.
So once the eggs are produced, they come out from here into the tube. This is your fallopian tube, okay? And you have another fallopian tube here. So on a normal, you have two. In rare cases, you may have one. Because they are birth defects. So you release the egg.
So you can actually have just one.
You can have one, you may not have it.
So if you have one, are you fertile?
If you have one, it can come. You
So
can
you
release.
can still give birth?
Yes,
Okay.
you can.
I see.
You can.
All right.
Yeah. So you produce the eggs in here. It travels through the fallopian tubes, comes here, maybe around here. Your sperm comes and then it meets the egg. They fertilize and then now they move. This is the uterus. So once they move in here, they are going to stay in here. It will either attach itself to this part. That's how pregnancy will happen. Then here, you come in here, and that is the cervix. The cervix is the tip of the womb, or let me say, the doorway to the womb. So as a woman, you can always feel for your cervix. Your cervix feels like the tip of your nose, okay? So as a woman, you can always bend or squat with very clean hands without sharp nails like mine. You can insert the middle finger in there and feel the cervix. If you feel it and it's painful, you may be looking at a possible infection.
Okay.
So,
which can also prevent pregnancy.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because this infection, once it heals, it's just like when you have a wound on your skin, it heals. Some people have a hypertrophic skin, so they get the hypertrophic scars like keloids. Okay, so once the wound heals, it leaves a little scar. A little scar. So if you are fond of having unprotected sex and you have multiple partners, which increases your risk of infection, sexually transmitted infection, you are at risk of getting a lot of pelvic inflammatory diseases.
Meaning that you are reducing your fertility rate.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So,
are you hearing?
And this pelvic inflammatory disease can affect this part, affects the uterus, affects the fallopian tube, can affect your ovaries. So imagine you keep having, every year you have 5 pelvic inflammatory diseases. You keep having it. Very soon your scar will be very huge and we can't do anything about it. So you just have to be careful. It costs nothing to use a condom.
Okay. So let me ask you this. One can be fertile and at a point become infertile. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay.
When you get to your menopause stage, you were fertile, you are no more fertile.
Okay.
If you have a lot of pelvic inflammatory diseases or maybe a pelvic surgery that causes scars, which leads to adhesions, you were fertile, Now it's inhibiting your fertility.
Some people say accident can actually cause infertility. How true is this?
Okay, so infertility is your inability to get pregnant or impregnate a lady. So for a woman, you have an accident and the trauma is, maybe there is a puncture wound to your pelvic area. That is this part.
Okay.
And then there is a severe damage to this. And at the end, we have to do a total hysterectomy. That is complete removal of your uterus with its surrounding organs. You become infertile. If you are a man and it affects your testicles, okay, what you say, your testis, if it affects that one, it means you're not going to be able to produce the sperm, the semen, and you cannot impregnate a woman.
Right.
Exactly.
Wow. All right. You have a lot of questions, right? I'll come to you with the questions. Let me finish with my questions here. Let's move to the male. Okay. You know, because we usually concentrate on the females and we leave the male. At what age, again, will I ask, should a young man check for his fertility?
With this one, I am not saying go and do it. But you see, when you get to the adolescent stage, where you begin to produce the semen, you begin to produce the sperms, now you are having the desire for sex. Once you're having the desire for sex, I think it's a cue for you to now check your sex, your sperm and your semen to make sure your sperms are actually in the right shape, because that tadpole thing you saw, yours can be abnormally shaped. It will affect you impregnating. Right. Yours can also be moving in abnormal ways. Everyone is going this way. You decide to go this way. You will not hit the target.
So the shapes are not the same.
Yes, you can have an abnormality where the shape of the sperm it's a little changed.
Oh, right. I see.
So let's say, you know this.
Yeah.
This is your sperm. That's the head. That's the tail. Once you get to the target, your head enters, this breaks off.
Okay.
But if you have an abnormality and your head is somewhere else, what is going to enter?
So that's
it's not the tail that fertilizes, it's the head. That is where the vital info is.
Wow.
So you can have this. Maybe you don't have enough sperm, but you are producing the semen, which is the fluid. But the sperm in it is not adequate. Or the sperm in it, they are not strong. They are very weak. They can't even swim for that long to hit the egg. So as a man, it makes you infertile. So I think once you begin to have these secondary sexual characteristics, you can always check it. I always advocate it should be part of our premarital test. Semen analysis. Let's see how your sperms are moving. What quantity do you have? Are they strong enough?
What's the right quantity that a man should produce?
Okay, so that one, I will not give you the figures.
Okay.
Yes, because depending on each lab, you may have a little changes.
Right.
We just need enough to be able to go in and fertilize the egg. So I think it should be as early as you have started having the desire, the sexual characteristics, you are beginning to have sex, you should start checking it.
Can lifestyle affect your production of sperms?
Yes, it can. Lifestyle one. Men who like wearing so many underwears. Exactly. So if you notice, at some point, your scrotum, the ball, the sac, okay, the scrotum becomes it becomes loose and it's hanging. At some point, it becomes tight, very rough, and then becomes very tight balls. Chini beka sa ese dakwano. That's how it is. So if
they shouldn't wear tights.
No, too much heat. No, the body regulates it. That is why at some point, when you're in a cold weather, it constricts, tightens up. When the weather is hot, it relaxes. So so you see. So you see, when you wear too much tight clothes, it means you are putting in too much heat there. The sperms are not so strong for so much heat. So just leave it and then let it free itself.
So often you advise that men should not wear underwear. They should actually do.
Oh, I'm not advocating anti-pay, but anti-pay is nice, you know. Okay. So you need to wear the underwear too, because why do you need to wear it? You can't walk around in your corporate trousers with your little boy dangling in there. You need to wear it and support it, okay? But not you wear a boxer, you wear another one, then you wear your trousers. I mean, why? Why? So just your underwear and then your trouser is fine. If you are at home, you can use the is it the boxer? Sometimes I confuse them, but the free one.
Yeah, the boxer.
You can wear that.
Not the briefs. The briefs are the tight ones.
So the boxer. Okay. You can wear that one which will allow the air to pass around your scrotum and all that.
Okay.
When you're taking in a lot of alcohol, it's in a way going to affect your fertility.
Okay.
Yes.
As a man?
As a man.
Right.
Yes, even as a woman, too much of alcohol can affect you. When you are smoking, especially with the tobacco, it's going to affect you.
We heard that sugar intake also can affect the production of sperm. How true is this?
Okay, so sugar.
Too much sugar. Let me put it like that. Maybe you are drinking fizzy drinks and all of that.
Okay, so when you are taking a lot of fizzy drinks and all that, indirectly, not directly to the sperm, but what you are causing is you are causing a lot of glucose level in your blood. Okay.
Also, it won't affect your sperm production at all?
It's not directly to affect your sperm production, but pardon the tree language. Why? Because a lot of the sugar, if the body is not able to process the sugar, okay, it's going to rise so high, it will damage your nerves.
Oh, all right. So you can't have erection like you used to.
Exactly.
So maybe if you could have erection for like maybe 30 minutes, now it'd be like 1 minute. Oh, right.
And if you can't have erections for long, at some point, if it's not controlled and it's completely erectile dysfunction complete, you can't do anything.
So sugar can do that. Wow. Someone voice at the back. You guys have a lot of questions. See, I think on this note, I want to go to the audience so that they can ask their questions, because they are so eager to ask their questions.
Okay.
This is the first time I'm seeing more than 10 people wanting to ask a question at the same time. And I know Shola is also getting ready to bring us all the messages. If you haven't sent in your messages yet, you can still go ahead. Every question you want to ask, Madame Nurse, Madame Doctor, she's here to tell us everything. And you can send us the number on 055-157-5757, 055-157-5757. So who's going to ask the first question? All right, please go ahead.
Okay, please, my name is Mr. No Time.
Okay, Mr. No Time.
Okay, so you were advising us about the guys wearing many boxes. So what about the ladies? Because some wear pants, boxer.
They wear the pants and the boxer.
Yeah, yes.
Interesting. Okay, so with that one, they do not have the balls like you do. But you see, the more heat you put in there, the more you are going to... Let me give you an example. You set out for the day. You urinate, you have dirt accumulating and all that. The more you provide a lot of heat to the vulva area, mind you, I'm not saying vagina, it's the vulva area, it means whatever bacteria you have gathered throughout the day is going to, you give it a fertile place to grow. And then too much heat, in the vagina, there is a pH level, let me say an acidity level, acid alkaline. There's a level there. If you are putting too much heat there, you are going to destroy that pH level, which is also going to destroy what we call the normal flora in your vagina. Okay. Once that is destroyed, it predisposes you to certain infections.
Wow.
So too much heat is not good for you as a lady, it's as it's also not good for you as a man.
Wow.
Just your panty. If you have to put on an underwear, that's nice. If you have to put on a jeans trousers.
I have a friend who
just that.
says the grandmother told her not to wear panty at night to sleep. Is it advisable?
See how they're happy? Okay, so wearing panties to sleep, it's actually relative.
Okay.
Some people enjoy it that way.
Okay.
And we wouldn't say it brings any particular health benefits because if you observe it too, if you often sleep naked, you have a lot of air going in.
Oh, and you get bloated tummy?
You have a lot of vaginal fats.
Oh, right.
So during sex, you see sometimes you have this fat and
The noise.
exactly
Okay.
the noise.
Okay.
There is a lot of gas in there.
Oh, right.
So you not wearing a panty to sleep is not directly giving you any specific health benefit. It's relative.
Okay.
It's relative.
Anyway, any more questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
How can alcohol affect your sperm?
How can
Alcohol.
affect your sperm? Okay.
Okay, so when you are taking in a lot of alcohol, it's going to damage some of your nerves, okay? The blood vessels and all that. Directly, it's coming in straight to, when it comes to too much of alcohol, it tends to destroy cells. Sperm is a group of cells. So you are taking in too much of it, you are going to destroy cells of the production unit. You remember the production unit I mentioned? The scrotum, the ball, your testicles. So now you are destroying it. How do you expect the production to come?
Okay. Yes.
So I'm a bit concerned because when you look at social media now, there's so much education on the use of clove concoctions. So what is the relationship with the clove intake and then fertility?
The clove.
Yeah.
The clove.
There's the clove, there's I think okra, right?
Yes.
There's okra, there's clove, so many things.
They have
Pineapple.
some
Pineapple
is
as
it boric
well?
acid or something?
Okay.
They insert it in there. They have these. Yes, they have all these things. So, these concoctions that you are drinking, it's not actually releasing an egg for you. It's not causing you to produce the sperm. Because if your sperms are weak, I'm wondering how garlic will make them strong. Or garlic will give you more sperms. How? Exactly. So, these concoctions indirectly give you a high libido. Some of them give you a high libido.
But if alcohol can kill the sperm, why can't garlic give you sperm?
Garlic producing the sperm, maybe we'll have to do a lot of research on that.
Okay.
For the garlic to produce the sperm. We'll have to. Other than that, I'm sure a lot of men are going to take a lot of garlic and eat it.
Okay.
But you see, these concoctions, you may drink it. Our old women will say that it's boosting fertility. This is the herbal aspect, okay? But if you are using it, something like the cloves, it has this antimicrobial. So if you are using it to wash the vulva area, it's okay. If you are douching it in there, no.
What if you're drinking it?
If you are drinking it, it's actually treating other things apart from your vaginal health.
Right, okay.
Because clove juice has good benefits from your intestine as well.
Wow. Okay, we are learning a lot today.
Yeah.
I know you want to ask some questions. Oh, how many more? How many more? 2. All right, let me take a few messages and then I'll come to you. I'll definitely come to you, don't worry. So how many hands did I count so that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Same 5, I won't add more. Shola is on standby to give us every detail with regards to those of you sending us messages from home. Hi, Shola. You look beautiful.
Stop.
Oh, darling, you look so beautiful.
It's look like every week I hear the same thing, and
Oh, but you do look beautiful. I think I'm going to come and borrow that.
Well, it's Myra's Closet International that makes me look this good.
lovely.
So her number is displayed on the screen. Go and get your dress. Right, you can look. I would have given you a 360 back. But today, let's get straight to social media because there are lots of comments on there. We've told you that whilst people are at home enjoying, people are also, sending us what they are thinking, their questions. They really want to know. I've learned a lot. I know they also want to find out a lot. So answer our messages. This one says, hello to you too. This one says that, hey, I don't know. I really love, okay, let's come here. It said, what foods improve fertility? What are the most common causes of infertility? And how can a man check if he is fertile? This one says that...
no, before you continue, let's say answer. What foods can improve fertility?
Okay, so with foods, you have a lot of protein. Good protein, that's the white, the lean meats.
Okay.
Are good
Lean
for
meats,
you.
the white eggs.
Chicken,
Okay.
guinea fowl.
Okay.
These are white meats that are very good.
Right.
Source of protein. Sperms are protein. Yes. But you don't eat it. Yes, so these ones, a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruits.
Okay.
They boost your body's ability to produce quality cells, quality semen and all that. So these are good. Some will say you should be eating garden eggs. Some will say tomatoes. But because I'm not a dietitian, I'm not going to tell you to eat garden eggs so that every day you are going to be eating garden eggs alone.
Please,
so
there's a question coming in. Those who like pork meat, they want to know if it's also good.
Pork. Pork is actually, when you read about pork, research says it's actually good.
It's good?
It's a good source of protein. Yes,
Is it
that
good
means
for fertility?
it doesn't. It's not directly with fertility.
Okay.
So please, you can eat your pork, but always remember, too much of it is bad. Pork has some fat in it. You are going to fry it or whatever you want to do with it. If you eat too much of it, you may have the consequences.
All right.
And too much of everything is bad. So just keep that at the back of your mind.
Okay, thank you.
All right, there's more. This one says, hi, ma'am. I'm a teenager who has her menstruation 4 days instead of 7 days. It also starts at the end of every month and always ends in the beginning of every new month. Can you please ask the health personnel if I am safe? She wants to know because instead of 7 days, she has 4, and it always starts at the end of the month and enters into the next month. So she wants to know if she's safe. This one says that I have... This one said, please, I need your help. I have a lower sperm. The person wants to know what to do. And this one says that, hello, you experience blood after the sex. What does it mean? As a lady, 3 times a week, she experiences blood after sex, and she gets that 3 times a week.
Before you continue, let's answer a few of the
that.
questions.
Okay.
The 4 times, menstruation, instead of 7 days, she's getting 4 days.
So when you look at the menstruation days, we have a period from 8 to 3 days. This is averagely it's within the normal range.
Okay.
Okay, so if you have 7, it's okay. 6, 5, it's okay. 4, you are okay. Some actually have 3 days, and then on the 3rd day, on the 4th day, they have a little discharge or spotting.
Okay.
So I want to assume hers comes 3 days, and then she has the spotting and all that on the 4th day.
Which is fine?
Which is fine. Once you get to 2 days, 1 day, it indicates there is a problem. You need to find out.
Okay.
Exactly.
Right. And then there was another question.
One who said that he has a lower sperm count.
Low sperm count. Yes. I think that he has to go to the hospital, right?
He needs to see a doctor, a specialist.
A specialist.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Yeah,
This one says, hi, please, I'm Victoria from Takwa. I want to know if, as a woman, you have any symptoms after your period, which will help to know if you're ovulating. I mean, she wants to know what shows that a woman is ovulating. Would you see them after? And are there signs to look out for?
I think there was a question that came in. Sorry, I'm cutting you, Shola. There was a question of she having discharge after sex.
Blood.
Yes.
After sex.
Yeah.
It's not normal.
It's not
You
normal.
shouldn't have blood after sex. If you're having blood after sex, you should be checking. Maybe her sex is too rough, yes. So there are abrasions that are causing bleeding, or there's actually a pelvic infection.
Okay.
So once she has the sex, or maybe the cervix, that's the tip of the womb, is inflamed. Or maybe there is some cervical abnormalities, cervical cancer or something. You need to check all that.
Wow.
It's not normal to bleed after sex.
Okay, great.
All right. This one says, good afternoon, Rosalind. Please, I'd like Mama Ness to educate me more on the yeast infection. I have had 2 miscarriages, and the second one, my doctor told my husband and I that there's an infection in my womb, which has made my cervix open wide and result into bleeding. So he has no choice than to remove my 5-month-old baby, and it was really painful. I would like to know what I should do, even though the doctor gave me some medicines. And I am afraid if I take it in, it's going to happen again. This is Nanaya. She wants to know, let me add one more. This one says that, hello, please, I want to ask, doctor, if having an abortion can affect your fertility rate, and where can we buy the fertility test kit? This one says that it is normal to feel pain in your balls maybe once in the blue moon. Another question is
it normal?
This one says, is it normal to feel pain in your balls maybe once in the blue moon? Another question is, does wet dreams or releasing of sperm affect your fertility as a man?
Okay, before you continue, let's answer a few of the questions.
Okay.
I mean, today, the messages that are coming.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Okay, so which one do I go for first?
I think we should do the miscarriages.
The miscarriage, yeah.
Okay, with the yeast infection.
With the yeast infection, yes.
Okay, so when we're talking about a yeast infection, it's an infection called by Candida, okay, what we commonly call white. So once it comes in there and you keep getting it, it's easily treatable, okay, but there is a difference between the candidiasis and then the pelvic inflammatory disease, which is caused by different types of bacteria. Okay, so I want to assume it's just candidiasis she keeps having, which, when treated, wouldn't cause infertility, unless there's a pelvic inflammatory disease.
But from what she's saying, her doctor, she's lost 2 babies, already, and her doctor had to do a DNC because of the infection.
Yes, and if you remember, she said the doctor said there was an infection in the uterus. Candidiasis is mostly in the vagina.
Okay.
So in the uterus, maybe we are looking, I just want to assume, maybe we are looking at a pelvic inflammatory disease, which has been there for long. Once the pregnancy happens, then the whole place is infected. So it's a hostile environment for the pregnancy. It can make you lose the pregnancy. Can keep making you lose the pregnancy. And these are caused, they are sexually transmitted. They are a bit sensitive, so I don't want to.
We are learning today.
Yes.
So they are sexually transmitted.
Yes,
the
pelvic inflammatory diseases. These bacteria are sexually transmitted.
So it could be your partner giving it to you. Wow. Okay.
So if you keep having it, so let's say gonorrhea, the organism that causes gonorrhea causes chlamydia, they can come together, give you a pelvic inflammation. The reason why we are calling it pelvic inflammation is because it can affect your uterus, fallopian tube, the pelvis.
Wow.
So once they affect these, sexually transmitted, so now sexually it's sex.
Okay. Shala, we'll take just 3 messages, and then I can get my audience questions, and then we can wrap up with the segments. All right.
All right. So let me take 3 more. This one says that, please, doctor, I have a lower sperm count and I need children. Please, can you help me? This one says that, hi, I'm 32 and I don't have feeling. I don't understand. Feelings. This one says that, please, which food can help to increase more sperms? And then this one said that, please, if you are not menstruating for about 4 months and you are not pregnant, is it going to take effect on your fertility?
Okay, so that's the only question she will answer with regards to these ones.
The 4 months menstruation. So usually we call something amenorrhea.
Okay.
That means you are not having your menses. But with that one, we have a cap, 6 months.
Okay.
Without your period.
Right.
Then we will medically come in and diagnose you as having amenorrhea. Now that can affect your fertility. Because if you are not menstruating, you are not releasing an egg.
Wow.
So maybe you are actually not releasing. Maybe there's a medical condition sitting somewhere that is preventing you from having your periods. But with the 4 months, she needs to see a gynecologist so that some tests will be run to make sure it's not a hormonal problem or any problem that is beginning. You don't have to wait till that 6 months for us to classify you as having amenorrhea. Once it started, 4 months is enough to see a gynae.
Wow.
Exactly.
Anyway, so we have learned today the messages that are coming in. I think today we have more than more than 20 messages that are waiting, but unfortunately, time will not permit us to, read any more messages. And we are not here alone. DJ Bridash is here! DJ Bridash is here, and he will be giving us, some, dancing tunes very, very soon. I don't know if he has any questions with regards to fertility. DJ Bridash says no. He says he doesn't have any questions. He's not going to talk about fertility issues today. He's already a daddy, so he won't bother himself.
Oh, okay. Congrats to you.
Sure. So on that note, we want you to give your final advice. Guys, I couldn't come to you, but unfortunately, I know we'll have to meet her behind the scenes and ask her all the questions.
No problem.
So before you go, your advice to young ones and married couples who are expecting children. Someone up her me, unfortunately. Please give your advice. Hey, now you people, you like this topic like that. Please.
Okay, so I would like to say when we talk about infertility and its management, it's not one size fits all. It depends on what your problems are, what your cause is, and then we'll be able to handle it for you. There are so many avenues to be able to treat it. Okay, so once you are sexually active, once you are menstruating, once whatever it is, you are sexually mature, it's time to look into it. If you're a man, you should start checking your semen and your sperms. If you're a woman, start taking your ovulation test. You can get the test kits in pharmacies. You can buy them and then you as a woman, start observing your menstrual cycle. And then once you notice the change, it's easier for us to help you because it's your body. So from now, we are informed. Let's take charge and then help ourselves.
Right. So there are so many messages coming in, but maybe if somebody wants to ask you questions, are you willing to put out your number or where you are located that they can come to maybe your hospital and have access to some education?
Yes. So if you want to come to a hospital setting where you can have access to me or very good prescribers, you can always come to Medcare Plus Clinic, which is on the Agbogba Ashoman stretch, Old Ashoman stretch, Medcare Plus Clinic. You can always come there. And if you want to contact me directly on Instagram, it's Ohima Santoa.
Okay.
Yes. And on Facebook, you find me Ruth Asantoa Force and Oereko Asantoa. But if you want to contact me on WhatsApp, it will be 0550-236-712.
Okay.
For any health concerns, health education, health advice, I'm readily available to sort you out.
Ruth, thank you so much for being
welcome.
here. She deserves another round of applause. Thank you so much for educating us this afternoon. I've learned so much. Shola has learned so much. And I know my studio audience, they've learned a lot as well. No, I'm not coming to you to ask any questions. On that note, we'll take a quick break. DJ Bridash, if you are ready, give us some songs to take a break. Okay, so we'll take a quick break. Don't forget that TwinsDntBeg is in the building. And they'll be here for us to get to know more about them. Do stay with us and we'll enjoy some tunes and go on a break. We'll be right back. Now, you're a young person and you want to get to the top, but you're wondering how to get to the top. Everybody's dream is either to get close to the presidency or to become the president himself. Now, these young ones actually started like, they were bloggers, they've done acting, they've done so much. Now, today, they are the official photographers of the presidency. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about two identical gentlemen. They are twins. And like we always do with the Changes Way, guys, are you ready? Yeah. Are you sure you're ready? Yeah. If you're ready, let's give it up for TwinsDntBeg. How many of you have seen them on social media? You wish to meet them? And today you've met them. You're saying always. Take the microphone. Let me know why you've always wanted to meet them.
Okay. These twins are so very good. I really love
photography and videography.
Okay.
I've been watching them.
You've been watching, you've been following them?
Yes.
For how long?
Almost 3 years.
3 years,
Yeah,
wow.
yes.
You're a
And
lover.
most of their programs too, I make sure I go there to see them.
Oh, wow. That's nice. Okay. Anybody else who's been dreaming of meeting them one day and today, finally, you've seen them? You've seen them on social media, but today in person, you've seen them. So you want to touch and see if they are human beings. Are you sure? Come and touch them. Let's see. Come. Come and touch. As a dream come true. You're welcome. TwinsDntBeg. Welcome, guys. How are you? So who is Penny and who is Kakra? Penny and Kakra. So Penny is quiet.
No, I'm rather the quiet one.
How come?
With us, it's very different. We're actually
Really?
twins. Yeah.
Wow, that's different. I've never seen it. So no wonder you guys are celebrating twins. Yeah. So for you guys, you know, most people have seen you on social media. They've dreamt of meeting you. But let me ask you, did you ever dream of being here one day? I mean, the level that you are.
Well, yes. I remember somewhere 2008 or 2007, thereabout, we knew or we felt we were going to be great in future. So it's a feeling. You just feel it and you just dream it. And you know, there's a saying that once you can dream it, then you can make it happen. So we dreamt it and we worked tirelessly since 2008 till now. We've never rested for a day and we've been working hard towards our dreams.
That's beautiful to hear.
Yeah.
And we are proud of you. So how did it all start? Let me ask you, Kakra.
Well, I remember one day after secondary school, whilst we were back in school, we really had passion for entertainment, school activities. So right after secondary school, we just felt like we want to enter the media space, especially the showbiz media space. So we went for auditions, a lot of auditions.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we moved to Accra and went to stay with her.
What were you before?
We're in Kumasi.
We grew up in
So
Kumasi.
you're Kumasi boys?
we're born in Kumasi Tech Hospital. Asia
That's where we're
precisely.
Wow.
And went to KNUST Daycare, KNUST Primary, KNUST GSS, KNUST SHS, then KNUST University.
What?
So that's how Kumasi we are.
How come we all thought you were
we
like...
didn't have any relationship with Accra. I think the relationship only happened when our dad was a driver.
Okay.
So he used to always come to Accra to pick up. He used to work for CSR as a driver, so usually he travels around a lot. So sometimes when he's going alone, he would take us, and we saw the sea for the first time. Kumasi kids, you know, boys that they hadn't ever seen the sea. We saw the sea for the first time. We saw Accra, and it was quite beautiful, and that opened our eyes to dream bigger. So when we were done with senior high school, our big sister was living in Tema, and I think that time she was doing a national service. So when we were done, they wanted to change the environment a bit, and that was the time that 2007, 2008, if you remember, that was when Sarkodie and Yasiki, Yapono, D-Crime, that's when they were all coming up. So we were among their midst, you know, because we wanted to do music as well. So we did our first...
you wanted to do music?
Yep. Yeah, we did our first recording, actually. We did a song with D-Crime. We did another song with Yaosiki. We did another...
That's you!
Yeah, we did another song with Yaosiki. So we are around them a lot. Those days in Tema, when, if you remember Tema days, Trip Up and all that. So we are around...
So what? Do you sing or you rap?
Well, I used to sing and he used to rap.
Really?
Yep.
You gotta give us some freestyle, y'all.
Maybe at the end of the show.
Yeah, we will do that.
I knew that was going to come.
Oh, yeah.
So remember
So
this was in Tema Community for a park. We were having a charity game.
That's Sakode behind, yeah.
That's Sakode. So what you guys were like singing with?
So it was like a
or-
clique. So Tema boys, at that time, Tema people were really reigning, especially when it comes to the music industry. Sound engineers, musicians, everybody was coming from Tema. So,
so we're around them.
we're around these guys, and that's how we've been
As
able to
musicians,
hustle our
oh.
way through. Yep.
Yeah, as
So
musicians.
the reason why we got our name TwinsDntBeg, we did one song and we took it to a producer, and we were trying to get somebody to support us. So when he listened to our song, he was like, "If you people sing in a bathroom, then you think you are musicians. So we should just get out of his sight." So that was a turning point for us in our career, because we didn't let that discourage us. And we thought that if we work hard to get to where we want to, then nobody can be able to stop us. So we decided to call ourselves the twins who don't beg anybody.
Oh wow!
And work
in a
hard
long time.
and achieve whatever we want to achieve. So we don't beg anybody. We work hard. We put in the hard work, and here we are today.
We're here today.
Yeah, TwinsDntBeg.
Wow. I mean, until you hear people's story, you
Yeah.
think that they just got up one day and they became celebrities overnight.
No.
But it's not so.
No. Yeah.
You were told you sing in the bathroom.
Yeah, we are bathroom singers here.
So what ended your musical career?
Our dad.
That's what ended the musical career.
Yep, he did.
He was a Pentecost church elder.
Okay.
And he was like, there's no way his kids are going to do secular music. And he said he was going to technically disown us if we continue doing music. And so we had to find different ways of channeling our dreams and our talent and all that. So we decided to choose acting. And so now we're moving around, just looking at, I don't know if you remember that time, the only way you could see an advert for a film or any TV show was on a notice board. So maybe by
the audition.
Audition.
Yeah.
So you go, we were paying money, you go audition for, film.
And those times they were charging.
Oh yeah, they were charging.
And you were paying for the audition?
Of course, because that's what we wanted to do. We work a little bit, and we get money, and we use that money to go for auditions. And luckily, somewhere 2009, 2010, thereabout, we got an opportunity to be in one TV series called Abiba.
Oh,
You remember?
you were in Abiba?
Yeah, I was in Abiba. As Jojo, Auntie Grace.
Hey, we'll see what you. Wow.
So we were in Abiba for Abiba was on TV for a while.
Like 2 years, yeah.
Yeah, it was on TV for a while. So when Abiba happened, we went to KNUST 2010 for our first degree. And when we got to campus, we were already exposed to a lot of artists, celebrities. That's Abiba.
That's Abiba. Your time in
Oh,
Abiba.
look at me. Wow.
How did they get all this?
So, yeah, so when we got to KNUST, we knew the entertainment space a bit, and instantly shot us up to fame, because when the SRC was looking for artists, we were the middlemen. Right? Okay. We were connecting them to guys like Sarkodie, D-Crime, Keche. We were all like their friends and all that. So we're part of the entertainment clique on SRC, our campus, Unity Hall. We're in Unity Hall. So we're doing so many events, parties, and even marketing of when Glow came to Ghana. Okay. We're part of the students that were marketing the SIM cards.
Wow.
Even that's how we ended up working with Sarkodie on Samsung.
Chief Hero.
When Sarkodie was a brand ambassador for Samsung Chief Hero, so we're marketing, and I think we took that picture in Sunyane.
Okay.
So we're going to campuses, different campuses. So we had this ability to market and also sell stuff, and also because we're hustlers, we're even when we were on campus, our parents would even know we'd be in Accra somewhere, Cape Coast or Central.
And you're always together?
Yeah, we've always been together. And all our lives.
All your lives? From the womb?
Yeah, from the womb. Yeah, and this image really tells a lot, 2017.
Just 2017?
Yeah, 2017, inauguration of His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo.
Yeah,
as presidential photographers.
That's how you didn't have locks?
No, that's a recent thing.
But you started blogging at a point, right?
Yeah, we still do.
You still do?
Yeah, we still do. We've done that. Just that we don't do the kind of blogging a lot of people are doing. We are centered on promoting great African content.
Okay.
So, and also positive stuff. We don't like to do negative stories about people. We've left that for the other blogs, but we just want to promote positive stuff. Positive stuff. So young, if you are a young entrepreneur or young artist or anybody in the space who is doing well, then if we get in contact with you, we'll definitely talk about you, post about you, or even probably come to an event.
This was in matriculation.
come to an event and just come and support you. So that's the reason why we decided to set up Swag of Africa News.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's also doing so
Yeah, that's doing amazing.
Yeah.
And through that, we've been able to travel all over Africa, all over the world to shoot a lot of events promoting Africa. And quite recently, we sent 2 of our new guys or young guys that we've employed to Paris Olympics to go and cover Olympics.
Wow!
We were busy, so we were like, let's give the opportunity
so we just
to young people. Gave them the opportunity to go and cover the Paris Olympics,
Wow.
on behalf of our company.
You're doing so well. Now, let's find out from you two. You said you are together always.
All the time.
All the time.
Not all the time, but almost all the time.
Almost all the time. Anybody here getting married anytime soon?
Married. That's a question for the gods.
Yeah. If you should get married, will you still live together?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
with your wives?
Yeah, why not?
In one house?
Yep.
Why not?
Why not?
Is that an agreement?
I mean, they have to understand that's us.
Why you can't live separately?
No, we can't. I mean, we've lived a bit separately. I've been in the UK for almost like 2 years, and he's been here. But then we're still visiting each other.
So you still have to live together?
Yep.
For the rest of your lives?
Mm-hmm. And that's why God created us twins. Maybe you singles, you won't understand.
No, we don't. We don't. And so how did you get to become the presidential photographer, official? Because that is one question that I know so many people are asking.
Yeah, one thing I would say is sacrifice. When we were on campus, as I mentioned, we were quite influential. I remember the first ever award we ever got in our life was 2013, given to us by the Vice Chancellor, most influential students with a purpose. And just because we were quite influential on the campus in terms of every space, and in a political space, we were also quite influential. And that time it was Facebook that was quite vibrant, and also Instagram too has started. But then we connected with so many people, and the current Minister of Information, Honorable Fatia Abubakar, we're all friends. She was our senior. She was with the Nukes. I don't know if you guys are quite familiar with Nukes.
Yeah.
And so we're Facebook friends. And when we were done with school, because we were also involved in politics on campus, Nana B, he went for SRC president when we were in first year, and he lost. And we were part of his campaign team.
Okay.
So even in student politics, so if you realize all the student politicians are now occupying the highest positions on the national politics. So that's why anytime I meet any student, I tell you, don't just go to school and just go to class. Make sure you participate in any school activity, being in politics, entertainment, anything, just involve yourself in something. So all the people that we knew back on campus are now, some are now ministers, some are now member of parliament, some are now member of parliament and all that. So it was Honorable Fatih Abubakar when we were done with uni, and she was like, you guys have started photography, you are doing amazing. Why don't you guys come up with a proposal for the party? And at that time, we were going in for the 2016-2017 election. So we presented a proposal to the communication.
So you presented a proposal?
Oh, yeah, we did. We presented a proposal.
But somebody's sitting at home thinking that, oh, because you knew the people, so the people just said, oh, come on board.
We presented a proposal to the communication team, and she pitched it to Samira, and we told her this is what we want to do. And we met for the first time, and we clicked, and we vibed, and we've been together for 9 years now. We and Samira.
Wow.
Excellency. Oh, say Excellency Samira.
Yes.
We've been working together for 9 years.
Wow, and you have a very strong bond as well. It even currently goes beyond just work relationship. It's like she's like your big sister.
Yeah,
now.
big sister. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. And so how you entered into this space, I'm telling every young one out there that it wasn't just by sleeping and waking up and they being picked.
No.
They worked so hard to the extent that they even put in a proposal. There are so many of you who think that, oh, because I know this person, the person should give me the opportunity. No, they put in the work. And that I'm so happy that I'm hearing this. If any of you have questions, like I'll give you the opportunity. Let me know if you have a question. I'll come to you, but I'll still interact with them a bit before I come to you. How many people will be asking questions? I'll come to you. You have a question? Okay, I'll come to you. Who else? You also have a question? I'll come to you. Okay. So, as twins, do you fight?
Yeah, we do.
All the time?
No, I wouldn't call it fighting, but I think it's a bit of argument. We argue on certain kind of things. He likes it, I don't like it.
Okay.
Maybe we just have to meet at a point and agree that, okay, we do this, we do that, and everybody becomes happy. So it's more of a democracy.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. And you understand each other?
Oh, yeah.
Who always gets his way?
Him. He does most of the time.
How come?
For example, he likes buying a lot of equipment.
Okay.
And I like saving a lot.
Okay.
So I keep the money, then he likes getting equipment.
Yeah.
So sometimes he just have convinced me why we should get this equipment, and we fight on that.
So even in everything that we do, he mostly handle our finances.
Yeah.
I don't even handle money. He's good with that. I also handle the equipment side and also other logistics. So we've naturally learned how to play different roles, but then we are always like doing everything together.
That's great. And you had an art exhibition as well.
Yeah, we
Tell
did.
us about it.
I think we've done about 4 art exhibitions. Our first one was at the French Embassy.
Okay.
And that was by the help of Her Excellency Anne-Sophie, who is now the current ambassador to Tanzania.
How did you connect? Because it looks like you are connected to so many big people.
Social media.
Social media, yeah.
Okay. People don't use social media very well. And one thing is that don't force relationships with people. Just let it flow naturally. Like, for example, if somebody in the audience wants to work with you, Rosalind, they reach out to you, hi, there's this. You follow each other on social media. You see the kind of work the person is doing, they see the kind of work you're doing, then naturally things will fall into their place. But when, I'm sure a lot of people hit you up every time that I want to do this, I want to do this for you, but then you don't always give them the opportunity to come close to you, just because you're also looking out for a lot of other things from them. So what you need to do is that just allow relationships to build over time. You don't just force things. So we met at a lot of places. She's been hearing about our work. We've also been hearing about... So with her, we actually went to pitch it to her that we wanted to shoot a day in the life of an ambassador.
Okay.
And that's how the whole thing started.
Yeah, and she put out us
So
on the spot.
she was like, I mean, why don't we extend it and make it like a good collaboration between your embassy, her embassy, and ours, and we just don't only talk about her, but everything the French embassy is doing. And it naturally built a lot of relationships. It opened a lot of doors
for us in all the events that they are doing. So we're documenting that, we're covering that, we're telling her story. And through that, it opened so many doors to us. And then when it was, she also challenged us, you guys have been doing photography for a long time. Why don't you do something? And we were like, want to do an exhibition? And she was like, yes, go ahead and do it. I'll give you my embassy 100% to 100%. And that is how we started. So all this happened in a short possible time. Before we know it, we had more than 1,000 people coming for our first exhibition. For our first exhibition.
Funny enough, we heard there were a lot of people outside, so we decided to just go out, and we saw the queue.
Wow.
Extending from the entrance of the embassy all the way to American embassy, and people in a queue coming to see our exhibition. And yeah, that's the thing that we said. Wow.
Feel? How did you
feel? It was like, is this really happening to us?
Yeah, it all felt like a movie. We didn't see exactly what happened till we just saw images and videos and got feedback from people.
And we've also done another exhibition at Country Club.
Okay.
Yeah, that was very more private and few friends and family.
And we did one too in Coventry in the UK.
Coventry in UK.
UK with University of Warwick. Yeah, so they invited us to for the African Summit, and we did. After that, we held an exhibition in the UK as well.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So now you are no more local, you are more of international. But do you sell your artwork?
Yeah, we've sold quite a number of artworks.
What's the most expensive one?
One piece. Somebody got one of our works for. I think it was like 40,000.
Yeah, it was like 40,000.
40,000.
Yeah.
For one work.
Yeah, for one.
And what do you risk at it?
Yeah.
One work for 40,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the person really valued work of art. So
what work was it? What art
it was one of our images. We have a lot of images. So it was one of our images that she really loved. So she got it for us. And it was more of an investment into our brand too. So
that's great.
Yeah.
And you find yourself also in Odra?
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. So we're queer pimps. We're queer pimps. Like,
But you say you're from Kumasi?
We're born in Kumasi.
Born in Kumasi, but we are queer pimps.
Yeah, queer pimp.
Wow.
100%. And we were shocked to get an invitation from the Omahine to come to the palace. And we went there, only to talk about a collaboration with them for the upcoming festival. And they told us they wanted to honor us as sons of
you deserve a round of applause for that.
And it was quite surprising. I mean, if my dad was alive, he would really be happy this is happening, So yeah, it's quite beautiful that we've even been recognized by our Omahine and everything.
You feel same?
Yeah, exactly. Feel the same. Yeah. But Mom is there, so when we told her, she was very happy for us.
Yeah.
She was truly happy.
Yeah, but I mean, we also highlighted the importance of arts and culture, in our festival, and how we are not telling our story, because if you see the eastern side of Ghana, that's one of the most beautiful regions in Ghana. The greens, I don't think you've gone there.
Mountains.
Around dawn before. You see
not dawn, I think
the fog.
Daytime.
You see the fog.
Yeah.
And you just feel like you are in heaven. So we are really trying to also promote our culture and our heritage to the rest of the world, for them to know about Udra Festival. And we are doing this through photography, arts, and exhibitions. And we really want the main goal is to attract more people to come to the festival, and also, sell Udra.
So when is the Udra Festival happening, and when are we honoring you?
Well, first of all, I want to use this platform to invite everybody to come for the festival. It's starting on the 16th, all the way to
the 18th.
The 18th. So it's like 3 days.
Okay.
Coupled with a lot of activities. mostly art exhibitions, street carnivals, culture displays, and a lot of stuff. Yeah, and that was the first exhibition.
So that was your
at the
first?
French Embassy exhibition.
How
Yeah,
were you
see
able to
all our
contain
works.
all of them?
And we spent so much money, we don't even know how we ended up doing that.
How much money did you spend?
Overall,
Yeah.
more than probably 100,000 or 200,000.
For the event?
Yeah, for the event.
Wow. And you recovered it, right?
Yeah, we did recover it.
That's good. That's good. So from the 16th to the 18th?
16th to the 18th of October.
In Okwapeman?
Yeah. We're going to bring everybody from Ghana to the eastern side of Ghana to come and celebrate our culture and show them that we are one of the most peaceful people, peaceful people. And
yeah.
Yeah.
I've been to the Eastern region. It's a very beautiful place, I must say. And I've been to the palace, actually, and I saw a few rituals that happen. I'm like, oh, wow, our culture is beautiful.
It is really beautiful.
It's very, very beautiful. Very
beautiful. Yeah, we're going to capture that and use
You're gonna, so I was there when they cut the head of the goat. Yeah, it was so beautiful.
Yeah, it is beautiful. I'm sure when you hear them talk and all that, you don't really know the significance of all that. What we are trying to do is also document the whole process and share it, to the rest of the world and explain everything that they do into detail and in the form of a documentary, and so that more people can appreciate what we do here in Ghana.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Oh, Jura, we will be there. We'll definitely be there. Yes, madam. Yes, darling.
Really emotional right now because it's not an easy thing. I do videography and it's something that I'm so passionate about.
Yeah.
It's something I only do at church because that's where I'm privileged to serve. But here lies the case. Camera accessories now, the cost is something else. So you are in the industry. What do you have to tell someone that actually individuals do come to me that this thing that you've done for church and all that is nice, so you should do to them, but the only thing you tell them is that you don't have your own devices to produce this. So what do you have to tell someone or encouragement to the youth out there who are so passionate about videography or anything that has to do with the camera?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there are those people that if you are sleeping in church, they'll put a camera.
I know, right? Don't sleep. Or if you're praying, you're crying, they'll be in your face like you're
in your face, capturing everyone.
I'm in the spirit. Stop it.
Yeah, they'll capture you. Well, one way you can go about this is through collaborations. Find people who are already doing what you're doing and partner up with them. Just as we have a team of young people. We usually take students from Winneba Senior High School, University of Education, Winneba, and we take a lot of their students from for national service.
Okay.
And what we do is that we've given them access to every gadget that we have, and they can use it for their personal projects and everything. And in return, because we also want to give back to the younger people, when we were starting, getting access to equipment was also very difficult.
Right.
So how we built our equipment base was quite interesting, because I remember after we got our first camera, it was a Canon T3i, and I mean, it was an okay camera, but not really, and we wanted to advance to 5D Mark II, and we had a friend in the States, and we let her buy us the second camera, and we were paying it in bets.
Okay.
So every month we send her, I think that time was like $700. So every month we were sending her like 200 CDs or 300 CDs, so we were able to pay.
Wow.
And that is how you can also build your equipment. So
Getting
find
somebody to invest.
Yeah, invest, because it's really, really expensive.
Yeah, it is.
So if you find maybe a relative that can buy for you, and trust me, if you have a camera in hand, you definitely be able to make enough money to buy your equipment or pay off. So that's how you go about it. Or you either partner up with somebody who already has, the equipment, and you use it
and you use that to build your finances to be till the point that you're able to buy your own equipment.
Right, right. What's your actual responsibility during the festival?
Well, so we're part of the people who are putting together the arts part of the festival.
Okay.
Because on a normal day, they have their own traditions and customs that they're going to do, which is constant. But we are trying to also introduce the art of adding a bit more to the festival to make it more artistic.
Okay.
So we're doing exhibitions, musical performances, art exhibitions. We are going to allow a lot of people to come and showcase their works. And also seminars. Seminars,
Okay.
especially for young people or entrepreneurs who also want to go into photography or videography or even an entertainment industry. So we're going to put together all these kind of activities so that we can make the festival more educating and not just enjoyable, but people would also have the opportunity to also learn from some of the people whom they also look up to.
Great, great,
Yeah.
great. Shola, any messages?
We have a lot of them on social media. I know I follow them myself.
Yeah.
And I know that their work is like excellent. Oh no, why you say, hey, who believe in me, Anna?
Oh, me believe
No, am I not the social media queen here?
Yeah, you
No, you
are.
guys say so I don't believe. Am I not the social media queen?
You are.
Yeah, so when I say
we
I
can
follow
see.
you, I follow you. And I think that you guys are doing amazing.
Yeah.
Like all the time on social media, you see them. It's not only about the parties, but they also show us things that count. So you can see that they are doing traditional pictures as well. And I mean, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm just waiting for
Before
them
we go
to-
on social media, I think I should, you just want to ask your question? Okay, please go ahead.
Okay, so I wanna thank you guys because you really inspired me. I'm actually a model coach.
Yeah.
I own an agency where I train potential kids.
Yeah.
And it's like I've gotten an idea on how to explore my craft. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. And we are also happy to collaborate with you as well.
Oh, wow, that's nice.
So I'm actually asking of collaboration.
Yeah.
In Accra. You only mentioned of Winneba.
Yeah.
So what of people here? And it seems it's just for the university people, but there are students from the high school out there that they are very good in photography
Yeah.
and videography. So in Accra, do you have any plan towards that?
Yeah, I
Grooming
mean,
this talent.
we do. I mentioned Winneba because we kind of like have this little collaboration with the uni, but then we do have a lot of young people that we work with and train and all that. Recently, we shot a video for Rocky Dawuni, his recent song, which might be. We submitted for the Grammys, so we are hoping when the nomination comes out, we might get a nomination for Grammys. So yeah, on that project we collaborated with models, stylists, makeup artists, set designers, and everything, and we put it out there for anybody who was interested to be part of the project to just reach out to us. And when they did that, we all came together and we produced a masterpiece. So that is what we do all the time. We always open ourselves to people who want to really learn photography or cinematography or videography, and we collaborate with them no matter how old or young you are. We are always open to have collaborations with.
Nice. Now, so many messages have come in.
Yes, Rosemary, you remember I told you I was, building my craft when it comes to photography. So yeah, it's looking like collaborate after. So when we are done, let's meet and then talk. Okay.
No problem.
Social media. I don't like how you guys are trying to kill my career. All right, so this one says that good afternoon, Joy Prime. I always enjoy your program. It's very educative and interesting. This is Stella from Tema, and she sent you a very big hat. This one says that, hello, dear. Please, how do we... Hey, this question is for the other one, so please, we would have to go back. This one said, good afternoon, please. I didn't get Nessa's contact. So we'll put it there again, and then you can, call her. This one says that, wow, this conversation is very interesting. I just love it, of course. This one says that, hi, my name is Dion from Tabora. I really want to tell the guys there they are doing a very great job. They should keep it up. And then this one says that, what advice would you give to aspiring photographers and videographers? I can't wait to work with you and learn more of this. I'm really blessed seeing you today. Shola, you look amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, yes, social media has reacted to it. Rosalind, you've seen, I'm not the only person saying they're doing amazing. Everybody is saying that they're doing such a great job. And, you know, all the best to you guys. So, Rosalind, over to you.
You know, we are so proud of you, TwinsDntBeg. What are your real names?
Emmanuel Apia Jan.
Okay.
Yeah, Samuel Jan.
Okay, so Emmanuel and Samuel. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
We never thought like that. So we've always said TwinsDntBeg. So when we say
sometimes
TwinsDntBeg,
we even forget our real names. Both of us.
You both turn?
Yeah.
And how do you call each other?
On my phone, I've said his name as TwinsDntBeg.
And on your phone?
Same.
That's beautiful, guys. Thank you so much for being here. We are super grateful. Before you go, let me ask you if you have anything else you want to say.
I mean, this goes in terms of advice or anything.
Yeah, in terms of advice or anything.
Dreams are really valid. It takes a lot of hard work and dedication and consistency and networking to get any dream done, and don't feel too big or too small to reach out to anybody. When you see something that you feel you can, contribute positively, reach out to them and outline all the things you can add up to them. So if you see Rosalind here and you feel you can assist her to get to the next level, reach out to her. I'm sure the more doors you knock on, the more opportunities, and also the bigger your success. So that's all I'll say.
Thank you so much for being here. Emmanuel and Samuel, that's their real names, but we call them TwinsDntBeg, and they're doing amazing. We celebrate them today, and they'll be at Ojura from the 16th to the 18th. So we are moving. We are all going there to support them. Let's support a worthy cause. They deserve to be honored. Let's support them. Guys, thank you so much. We are not gone yet. We'll take a quick break. DJ Bridash is also here. And, okay, so DJ Bridash, before we go, do you want to say anything? Because we are done. We're going. All right, you're not going to talk? All right,
and let me say a very big thank you to Myra's Closets International. She clothed me. I look fine. I look nice. Follow her on all her social media, and then you see her number on our screen. We're back on Friday. We'll see you.
Yeah, so we are back. Enjoy the rest of your day. My name is Rosalind Felly. Thank you, studio audience. And Bridash, do take us away.